We're back with another episode of Unfiltered Moments, the Premier League edition, with myself, Mike, and we've got Eddie in the house. It's a two-man show for the beginning part, but we do have a guest coming on, so we'll introduce him at some point. Eddie, how's your week been?
Week has not been too bad. It's very cold, but it's UK weather, so we have to just get used to it and get on. You know, what about you? How's your week? Working from home?
Week hasn't been too bad. Like I said, working from home, so you know, it's always a blessing working from home because you're not doing that commute. You know, having to get up super early. So it's been a good week. You know, we're coming to the end of January. The first month is almost over of 2022. So
does that mean you're never going to go back to the office? Yeah.
It's not part of my contract, so I'm not required to go back. But I can go back if I want to. It's an option.
Yeah.
So yeah, man.
It's not bad. It's been a terrible week football-wise.
It has been.
Well, good for me personally, as in me playing, but from a fantasy football, it's been terrible.
Well, tell us more about playing football. Like, what's been happening?
So I play mostly Thursdays 5-a-side, and I play Saturday or Sunday 11-a-side. But I played 11-a-side this Sunday. Won the game 5-2, but I went to extra time. It was 2-0 down, and it was 2-0 down in the first half. We equalised. We scored 2 goals in the second half.
Yeah.
And then in the first half of extra time, we scored 1 goal, and we scored 2 more goals in the second half of extra time. So we're through to the cup semi-finals, I believe. Yeah, semi-final. On Thursdays I play in the 5-a-side league every Thursday.
Yeah, that's good, man. So you no, I don't. I only watch football and talk about it.
Yeah. Okay, that's you're one of them guys. You're Jose Mourinho, yeah.
I am, yeah. And Andre Villas-Boas. Never played the game. Well, I played the game, but not like professionally.
Did Harry Redknapp play the game?
I think he did, yeah. I think he did. But I think he had a short career. I don't think his career was long.
Okay.
Yeah. So what? You ref and play football?
Yeah. I ref. I ref 5-a-side, 11-a-side, and I play. Yeah.
So your time is occupied.
Very occupied. I need to drop something out soon. It's gonna be a tough decision.
So wait, Saturday and Sunday, you play for 2 different teams?
Yeah. So I've not played Saturday for a while. Sunday, I haven't played for a while. I haven't played 11-a-side for a while. This was my first match since last year, like in October, November. I played for 2 different teams. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
One team I've been playing for years, back and forth since I come back to London. And then the other team, I started off helping my mate out in 2019. And then, I just go whenever my body can, keep up.
Yeah. That's the team you play with Manar?
Yeah, so Manar, Rob, and a few other guys. Dwayne sometimes if he wants to turn up.
Okay.
And then Sunday I play with Langs, Joe sometimes, Mike Evo, but Mike really don't play anymore because he's got issues, back issues. So
Yeah, Manar, Langs, Mike, this is your invitation. Come on the platform, man. You're invited. You know, I know you're gonna be watching this episode, so I'm putting it out there right now.
Yeah, so they'll turn up when they feel comfortable. Some of them are camera shy, isn't it?
No, it's not for everyone. Okay. But I think it's only right that we sort of go into the review of the last game week, which was game week 23, just before this so-called winter break that the Premier League have. How long is the winter break?
Yeah.
So the winter break, depending if you're in the FA Cup, it could be, I think it's a long period, like 2.5 weeks. But I think if you're in the FA Cup, I think it's a 10-day period. Because the FA Cup...
The next game week is game on the 8th of Feb.
Yeah, but the FA Cup is on the 5th. on the Saturday. So if you're out of that competition, then you've got that weekend, then you've got the Monday and the Tuesday, I think, depending obviously when your next fixture is. So that's why I say depending on if you're still in the FA Cup, because it could be extended by a few more days. So yeah, so that's how they've done it.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's interesting that they've given people Tuesday because the World Cup is in November, December. So
yeah,
work as well.
Yeah, I mean, I think it was needed anyway. Because most of Europe have a winter break, and I think it's only right that England have the same, because when they go into the European competitions, those other teams, they've got an advantage because they've had rest.
Yeah, but they have rest like in December, not bloody January, end of January, February.
Yeah, but England weren't gonna stop playing games during the Christmas period. That's why they pushed it to like end of January into February.
I think they did it that way so that Liverpool can get some of their players back. But yeah, I mean,
Salah Mane, they don't miss that many games for Liverpool. I think it's only like 2 games, I think.
Yeah, so they're smart. Yeah, they're smart. Well done, Liverpool fans or Liverpool managers.
Well, talking of Liverpool, they played Palace.
Well, it was a game week 23.
Yeah.
Shambles for supporting Charity FC. I think it was one of the lower game weeks of like for a while, wasn't it? For everyone, really.
It was poor.
Yeah, no one really got anything.
I only got the average points was 30. I got 31.
I got 40 something, but it's terrible. But like even to begin with, obviously the first game was for Friday night football. I'm not really a fan of Friday night football anyway, but it was Watford versus Norwich. Now, this is a shocker. Watford 0, Norwich 3. I mean, I'm not saying Norwich can't beat any team, but for Watford not to score against Norwich is like at home as well.
Yeah.
Obviously, the game was kind of turned when was it that Scorpion? Well, who scored a Scorpion goal? What's his name?
Josh Sargent.
Yeah. Amazing goal. I mean, good performance from Norwich, but I think Watford made 2 critical mistakes that cost them goals. Most of the game was done when Dennis got sent off. But even that, what do you think of the red card? Did you see it?
I saw it, yeah. I mean, wasn't it 2 yellows?
Yeah, it was 2 yellows, but like
I think it did warrant a yellow card. So it was just one of those unfortunate things that he'd been booked before.
Okay.
I don't think it wouldn't have been a straight red, but it's because he had a yellow. That's what obviously caused the downfall of getting a red card. You know what I mean? So yeah, it's unfortunate, but Watford were playing at home, and it's one of their rivals for relegation, so they really should have been at it.
Well, I thought it was going to win the game. Hence my prediction, but
I know a lot of people had Dennis as captain as well.
Me? Not me. I had Joshua King.
Well, Watford, they didn't do anything anyway. I had Bruno Fernandes, but he didn't really fuck all, man. I was pissed. I thought I could have got an advantage, man.
I'm upset because I took out Salah. I was going to bring in De Bruyne, but I was like, nah, let me not bring in De Bruyne.
Yeah.
And then I brought in, who did I bring in? I brought in some players, and like, all my midfielders got free, bro. I brought in Saka as well. But yeah, that was the first game. Second game, Everton. Yeah, so it was Everton 0, Aston Villa 1. Another, I don't know if it's a shocking result because Everton's had a poor performance this season. But I think we've got a special guest joining us, Mike. Is that right? Am I seeing correctly?
Yes, we have.
You are.
Yeah, obviously we always introduce our guests. So obviously we've got another special guest, first time coming onto the platform. We have Dazer in the house. Dazer, welcome.
Yes. Thanks for having me, lads. Thanks for having me.
It's a pleasure, man. It's a pleasure.
How things, man? What's been going on in the football world for us this week, Lee?
Wow, there's been quite a lot.
Yeah, but African combination so far right now, but
that's been crazy, isn't it?
Mate.
Yeah.
Afcon's been, I don't even know what to call that, man. That's been a spectacle, to say the least.
I think it's been a good tournament, you know. I think it's been quite interesting.
Yeah, no, it's been very interesting. A lot of talking points, you know. There's been a lot of shoddy refereeing, some great goals.
Yeah.
Some great goals. Some cards flying out everywhere. It's been mad.
Yeah.
Wow. Do you know what disappoints me the most is like the refereeing. There's no consistency, and I don't think VAR is used. I don't know if they use it properly, or I don't know, man. But
yeah,
I think they do use it properly though, because they do
Nah,
tend
man.
to always go and check on the screen.
Yeah, but the decision making's a bit weird, man.
Weird.
Yeah.
I think
The decision making.
I think with VAR, since if they tell you the rest to go and look more time, he's gonna like go with what VAR is telling him in his ear, which is bad for me because
Yeah.
slow motion looks far worse.
Yeah.
You know?
No, it's
Exactly.
true. But I'm thinking, like, even who got sent off yesterday? The keeper for Cape Verde.
Ooh, yeah.
Like, I don't know if he should have been sent off, but I guess with the letter of the law, like, it's a red, I guess, because it's was it dangerous play.
Yeah.
I know, man.
You don't think it was?
It was, but I just think the decisions made in the tournament in general have been bad. You know what I mean? There's been a lot of fights because of strange decisions. You know what I mean? Like I don't know, man. I don't know if it's them trying to show that African players are very passionate or emotional about football.
Yeah.
But I don't know, man. It's weird because if you're comparing that to just like a basic, I don't know, maybe like FA Cup tournament, the difference is clear in terms of refereeing.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is with the standard of refs. I'm not sure how they're taught, because obviously everyone goes by the same rules.
Yeah.
But maybe it's the way they're teaching these refs, because even the refs, sometimes they're making a decision. It looks like they're making it on impulse.
Yeah.
It doesn't really look like they've looked at the situation properly and thought, you know what, this is the right decision. It's just kind of like, bang, okay, cool. I'm gonna make my decision now.
So you think they're trying to be more bold than actually being logical with their decision?
Yeah, I think they're trying to be very bold and very stern. Like they don't want to back down.
Yeah.
Do you get what I mean?
Yeah,
so even if they make a decision and it's the wrong decision, they're very reluctant to change the decision. They would just rather be wrong and strong.
Yeah. I feel like most of them ref in the African continent, and the type of football and the demand is different to obviously what we're used to in Europe. So
yeah,
and so some of the tackles, like me, I believe some of the tackles in the Premier League are soft, but then I see outrageous tackles in a couple of nations that people get away with, you know.
Yeah.
And then the consistency is when, for example, Iwobi's red card, right?
Yeah.
In the Premier League, that's a red card all day. But I've seen people do 2 foot tackles and no cards, but then Iwobi makes a mistake. Fair enough, it's dangerous play because, you know, his stars are quite high, whatever. But to me, in slow motion, it looks worse than what it would look when the referee saw it. You know, when the referee saw it, he just gave a foul and a yellow card.
I think when it comes to VAR, I think they should always play it match pace, the replay, and they should always offer multiple angles without the slow-mo. There's no point. I don't even know what the point is. Slow-mo should only be involved if someone, I don't know, someone maybe handballed it or something. That's when you should be using slow-mo to check.
Yeah, because there's only one angle in it for VAR.
Yeah.
No, there's
so when you're doing it slow-mo like that.
There's multiple angles, depending, obviously. In the Premier League, there's definitely multiple angles. Because I remember when...
Yeah, in the Prem, there's multiple angles.
Oh, okay.
When Bernardo Silva got a penalty against Arsenal, they looked at it from where the referee's vision was, and then from the other side. And then from the other side, that's when you can see the contact and stuff. So they have to give you different angles. But again, slow motion makes everything look worse. If I slap you, even like with the elbows and stuff, I think Mane on Aspilicueta, and then they were saying that that's a red card.
Yeah.
That, come on, in slow motion, of course, it looks like he's trying to elbow it or whatever, put his hand in the person's face. But in normal circumstances, it's just someone challenging for the ball. When you're jumping, when you're doing certain things, your arms are going to move, you know, in different angles. You know what I mean?
It makes them,
I just think VAR should get scrapped altogether, man.
Yeah, should be gone out.
I'm surprised it's stayed around for so long, to be honest. I thought they were going to scrap it after the first season.
They use VAR so they can walk the title. That's all I say.
I mean, because it's new technology, I don't think they're going to scrap it. I think they're just going to keep it there and just keep improving it. Because they will never want to go back to the old ways if they're trying to like advance and, you know, use new technology and stuff. So I think it's here to stay.
I think it kills. I think, you know what it is? VAR, if they implement VAR the way they are seeing it in their heads and the way they want to, it's gonna kill the game. At the moment, VAR hasn't killed the game because people are still getting things wrong. You know what I mean? Because even though the replay's there, the refs are still getting decisions wrong. But if refs are getting every decision right, VAR is going to take out that, you know, that crazy element of football where you literally, where one thing is one thing to one person and it's something to someone else.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, that's what's so good about football, that I can say it crossed the line and you can say it didn't cross the line. And it's, you know what I mean? And it's up for debate. Yeah. But when VAR's like smashing that, you know what I mean? It just kills that element.
I hate VAR for like offsides. Because I think now it's come down to like the finer margins. And it's like, come on.
Okay, so let me ask you that question, When you first started watching football, well, in your teens, what was the offside rule? Do you remember?
Well, offside rule when I was
can't be ahead of the last defender when the ball is played.
Yeah. There has to be clear daylight, right? Between you and the defender. The attacking defender. It has to be clear daylight.
Yeah.
So what advantage do you gain if my leg is ahead of play and but my body's behind on my toes?
Probably their argument will probably be that you get a step on them, if that makes sense.
But it shouldn't even come down to that, though.
It shouldn't. But that's what the argument would be, isn't it?
Because technically, if you think about it, in real life, he's literally neck and neck with a defender in real life.
Yeah.
But it's when you start using technology to put the line there, then you think, okay, no, he's not. He's just got a yard ahead. But like Eddie's saying, he's not really making much of a difference.
But you know what it is? In some instances, it does make a difference.
Yeah,
like with certain players, if they've got a yard on you, it's peak.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like
even if it's just his forearm.
No, not arms. I think when it comes to arms and stuff, that's silly. But I do think with feet, for sure, that it's possible for them to have that. Because with an arm, that's anything, man. It doesn't matter. You're not going to get in front of someone or be quicker to the ball with someone just because your arm's in, like, not even in front of them. Like, you know what I mean?
The arm is not being offside anyway because it's not a goal scoring part of your body.
Okay, but if you look at, remember those two goals that Andy Carroll scored for QPR and they were chalked off for offside because of a VAR decision. And he wasn't even like far. Yeah, he played for QPR for a couple of months. Wait, no, sorry, Reading. Not QPR, Reading, sorry. But yeah, like them goals there, obviously it was like sort of like he shot from distance. So fair enough, he may have had a slight advantage, but it's not as if he like ran like down the line or something like ahead of a defender. Do you know what I mean? And they chalked those goals off. But I think those goals should have stood if there was no VAR.
It's just, I don't know, man. Football's weird now, man.
Even
the fact with the offsides, you know, I don't like the way they changed the offside rule to where they have to wait for the player to touch the ball. You know what I mean? I think that's a pointless part of offsides.
Yeah, you can get injured. But I suppose, obviously, that if the linesman is not sure, it's not 100%, he can't put his flag up because obviously if that could lead to a goal, you might as well let it lead to a goal and then you review it. So I get that part because you don't want to stop it and then they review and he was onside and you be like, well, I could have scored the goal. So what, do I get that same game, that same transition?
Yeah.
I think they have to carry it on. But the ones that they're blatantly offside, yes, they should.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah, the blatant ones. You know the ones where like the other one, I think the other day, was it United when Ronaldo was like blatantly offside?
Yeah, they're playing.
they just waited for him to get the ball. Like, he's offside. Just blow the whistle, man. Like, you know what I mean?
It's true.
Like,
it's true.
clear.
One more thing I want to say, if VAR was around when Liverpool played Chelsea, we'd have never had the AC Milan versus Liverpool final. So, goes to show, man, sometimes human errors are needed for you to have a great history or a great game.
And England would never won
That's
the World
what
Cup.
I'm saying.
Yeah. Argentina, hand of God and that.
It's true. But yeah.
But that's the best. That's the good thing about not having it.
Yeah, that's true. All right, Dazer. Obviously, you're a new guest to the show. So
Yeah.
we've got some questions that we need to ask you. First of all, who do you support? Like, what football team do you support? And what's your first memory of football?
Okay. Football team I support is Arsenal Football Club, Arsenal FC. My first memory of football. Jeez. You know what? My first memory of football is Ian Wright at Crystal Palace, you know.
Okay.
Like, that's my first memories of like watching football in terms of seeing him kicking ball for Palace and thinking, like, I want to be like him.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, that was he's the one I can say that he got me into football. Like, seeing Ian Wright play football.
No, even for Arsenal, for Palace. That's interesting.
Yeah. Palace.
Because most people say it when he played for Arsenal, but obviously you're saying like from Palace, right? Was it
right?
Yeah,
Because
right
Palace
days?
is my local club, innit? Palace is like my local area. So
okay.
I first fell in love with football. I was supporting Palace when I was young, like early primary school days.
Yeah.
And then it was the red of Arsenal for me, man.
Okay.
And I've just been at Arsenal ever since. But Palace is, you know, the ones that when Palace plays Arsenal, I'm always like, oh, I miss the teams. You know what I mean? I don't want none of them to win or lose. Like,
yeah, Palace is my second team as well.
Yeah, that's how it goes, man.
Yeah, man. You got to rep the local teams. Obviously.
Yeah, you do, man. You do. I think a lot of people do forget about their locals. Yeah. And a lot of people are like kind of negative about their locals. Like, there's no need to be negative.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Obviously, you might support a new team now because you've grown up and your mind has expanded about football.
Yeah.
But the locals, they're there for the inspiration.
That's true.
You know what I mean? Your local team. So you like I'd love to go and watch Palace matches as well as Arsenal matches. You know what I mean? Yeah, I think a balance, you got to have a healthy balance. Unless you only got one football team in your area. I think that's the thing with us that live in London, we're spoiled.
That's true.
There's so many football teams in London. Like, if you're just a football fan in general, you can go to so many different grounds and watch football.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I think that's so good. But if you live in a certain area where your team, your club's the only club,
like Newcastle,
it might get a bit. Yeah, exactly. Like, so a team like that, that's everything to the area. Even Sunderland, you know, teams like that, like where it's everything. When Sunderland lose, the whole of Sunderland's in a bad mood.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, it's mad.
Is that how you feel about Leighton, Eddie?
Leighton,
yeah.
Yeah, man. I had the opportunity to do a summer camp with them, but my mom didn't want to pay the £150 they were asking for me to sign. So, yeah.
Back then it was a lot, though, isn't it?
I thought, I was thinking back then, people were making £50 a day, like, doing shifts. So I get it. That's a 3-day salary if you're on a minimum wage. So,
yeah, for real.
Yeah.
It's probably equivalent to like what, 500 now, like in this day and age.
Not a day.
Yeah, probably.
About 2.
No, I said in this day and age.
£50, what, £150?
Yeah, like paying £500 for a summer camp.
Yeah. I think a day, £500 a day. I'm like,
No.
Please, Mike.
All right,
money, man.
So, Dazer, who's your all-time favorite player?
Ronaldinho, easy.
Jeez.
Ronaldinho, that's my guy. Like, for me, he's the greatest footballer ever. For me, you know what I mean? That's my guy. Like, I prefer him more than any other footballer. There's footballers that are better than him. There are footballers that have had better careers or have lasted the test of time.
Yeah.
But for me, I just feel like what that guy did in his short amount of time, there's not many people that can emulate that.
No, even
I think I think he kind of eclipsed
No,
R9 a little
like
bit.
R9, don't give me, yeah, R9 was like the guy when I was went primary school, when them R9s actually came out. I don't even know if people remember the boots, like the actual R9s. Like when they came out, that had the world going nuts.
It's true.
Like everybody wanted a pair of R9s.
I don't think anyone brought out boots with that sort of reaction and,
yeah, exactly
that much.
Yeah, that them R9s was mad. And then after Beckham with the Predators, but yeah, no, them R9s, everyone wanted R9s, them silver R9s, everyone wanted them.
Yeah.
But for me, Dino, man, that was just, he's just my guy, man. I like football players like that anyway. I like them. They're techie players with flair, but they're not just about style and technique. Like, he's quick, he's strong.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He can do it. He's basically he's a well-rounded player.
Just a shame that he didn't have the longevity, man.
Yeah, man. He messed up, man. He messed up with the longevity.
Because people only really... Oh, sorry, go on, Eddie.
Yeah, he caught on too late, innit? Like, what, 23, 24?
Yeah, but he's a great in my eyes, man. He's too good, man. He's class. His class doesn't leave.
I mean, he was obviously with the catalyst for bringing Barcelona back to like the great times.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? I think they weren't winning nothing until we got there.
Yeah, and I like the way that he passed the mantle down to Messi as well.
Yeah.
He was the guy, like, because I was all like watching stuff, and you know when you watch these documentaries and you see that he's actually the guy that was telling people that Messi's crazy. Like, he was telling people before Messi even came to the first team, he was telling people from ages ago, yo, this guy in the academy's mad. He's better than me. He was telling people from, imagine that. Imagine that, you know, Ronaldinho was telling people in the first team that this guy in the academy is better than him.
I don't think Messi's better than him, though. I think Ronaldinho is a very humble individual. Like, he's somebody that he ain't got that ego. Like, I'm better than everyone. He's humble.
I think they're very different players. If I'm being honest, I don't think you could really compare them. Yeah, I wouldn't say. Say that again.
They're in similar positions, isn't it? Like,
but I think they play similar positions, but I think they got different styles of play, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
But they're both flair players, isn't it?
Yeah.
I wouldn't say Messi's a flair. Messi's a dribbler. Ronaldinho's
But ain't that a flair player though?
Not really. I would say Flair's more of a trickster.
Yeah. Like step overs.
Yeah, more of a skiller. You know, like someone like Pogba. I say Pogba's a flair player.
Yeah, I think
so.
Yeah, for sure. He's techie, man. If you see Pogba, if you watch Pogba properly, certain skills he's using on the field, you're thinking, wow. Trust me, like Pogba's very, very, he's very slick and suave with the skills. The problem with him is, I feel sorry for him anyway, man. Man United is a whole different story, but yeah.
Well, we're going to come to that. Unfortunately, we don't have our Man United representative on the pod, but obviously we all know football, so we can still talk about Man United.
Yeah.
But I was going to ask you guys, like, Marcus Rashford, like, what has happened to him? Because he's meant to be the guy for Man United. He's meant to be that talisman. I know he's had injuries. You know, obviously there was a heartbreak at the Euros and all that, getting racially abused. That possibly has affected him. But let's put that to one side and look at the footballing side of things. Like, what has happened to him?
I think he's just tired.
No, I think it's lack of coaching. I think when he broke into the first team, he done it solely on his speed. Obviously, he was very rapid and young and hungry. But once you get found out of how you play, you need to add a bit more to your game. Every year, you need to step it up and show something different. You know,
you're saying he hasn't done that.
I always compare him. Like, I think I said he's the B-Tech Thierry Henry. He could be Thierry Henry, but he's the B-Tech version because he's got all the attributes. Like, let's not get it twisted. If Rashford actually got it together, he's a problem. Like, he is a problem to mark and to play against. So I think he's not had the right coaching since he bursted onto the scene. He didn't have the right managers around him to help him like progress. That's what I believe, anyway. So
he had what? Louis van Gaal, Mourinho, and Solskjaer, and obviously Rangnick now.
Yeah.
He had thingy as well, didn't he? Have who did he?
Moyes,
Yeah, Moyes. That's what I was thinking. Moyes was the one who played him, innit?
I thought Louis van Gaal did.
Louis Van Gaal started.
Oh, okay.
No, hold on.
I think it
Was
was
it
Louis Van
Moyes?
Gaal.
It was Louis Van Gaal. It was Louis Van Gaal.
It was
Is
Van
it
Gaal.
Louis Van-
Yeah.
So when Moyes come, Van Persie had just left, so they had Rooney still, and they had Nani and that, innit?
Yeah.
Because I know LVG got Martial.
Yeah, but he had Rashford as well. Because remember in
Yeah.
the Europa, that's when Rashford was ripping it up.
Yeah, he started him.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
So
I think he had the right coaching.
and you think he's tired, Dazer?
Yeah, I am. You know, wait, hold on 1 second. Sorry, guys. I've got some special guests are trying to intrude the interview. But yeah, sorry. What
It's cool,
in
man.
terms of with Rashford, I would say I think he's tired,
Yeah.
and I think that the strain of oh my gosh, sorry guys.
Well, the strain of carrying the burden.
Yeah, I think that because he's got it all on his back. Rashford is looked at as Mr. Man United.
Yeah.
He's
That's
looked at as
true.
Mr. Man United at the moment. So he's got everything on him to succeed. So it's a bit mad for them.
Yeah.
But and also as well, I think he's got a lot of pressure with outside of football. All this
School meals and that. Free school
yeah,
meals.
like I think that people try to put him down for doing the right thing, and they try to mess up his like there's a lot of people that were like, oh, focus on football. Why are you feeding the kids? And as soon as you're not playing well or your form dips, it becomes a thing where people start really trying to get at you and saying you're not committed to United, you should go and be a politician and X, Y, and Z. You know what I mean? It doesn't help him.
That's true. That's a valid point.
You know what I mean? I think that Rashford's just got too much pressure on him. He's young. There's not a lot of young players that can handle pressure. There's a lot of talented young players, but in general in football, there's not a lot of people that can handle pressure, man. And he's under too much pressure, and he's got teammates that aren't helping him. Also, you know what I mean? He can't be the one guy holding up for United. It's like Ronaldo just come. Everyone's putting it on Ronaldo now. Even though Ronaldo's scoring his little last minute winners in the Europa, he can't do it by himself, man. He's not the Ronaldo of when he left United. That Ronaldo can hold it up by himself, but nah, not now, man. You got too many people trying to, you know what I mean? You got too many people trying to put everything on one individual. It doesn't work.
I guess that's probably a Man United problem, though, isn't it? That there's no cohesion, that they can't sort of function as a team. That now they start looking at individuals for like inspiration. Last season it was Bruno. Bruno was doing everything. Luckily, it was pulling off for him, getting assists and goals and stuff like that. But like you say, one man can't do everything.
Exactly. Man United just go out and play, man. They're vibes. That's a vibes team. You know what I mean? United is a vibes team. They're not a team with any cohesion.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And to be fair as well, I don't think they really know what their best 11 is. I don't think they know. They got lots of players. Look how many midfielders United have. And they can't get that balance right. They want to, like, every coach is shook of like losing, so they play two holding players with Fred and McTominay. Yeah. Personally, I don't think those two are the worst. But if you want United to be the United of old, United of old, they want it to be. You're not, you know what I mean? Fred and McTominay ain't gonna do the job you need them to do unless everyone up top is just going mad. You know what I mean? You need to be feeding Ronaldo on a regular basis. Them crosses need to be coming in. Greenwood needs to be firing. Yeah. You know what I mean? There needs to be so many things happening.
They're playing strikers as wingers, isn't it? Or inside forwards.
Exactly. Rashford and Greenwood don't want to be on the wings.
Yeah.
They
don't want to be up front either.
Exactly. And then you got Sancho as well.
Oh, you forgot about it.
I don't know what's going on with Sancho. Yeah.
I mean, we touched on him on the last episode, but I wanted to ask you guys, Van der Beek, Donny Van der Beek. Why go out for that Donny?
Sorry for him. I heard. Still, Palace are trying to get him, innit?
It'll be a good signing.
Arsenal, I'll get him for a loan for the season. We need midfielders.
But he,
Wait, hold on. One second, guys. One. Sorry.
Yeah, we need.
But yeah,
like, I also need centre mids, man. I'll take Donny van de Beek for the time being. On the loan to play with Partey. Why not?
but you know they won't loan him to a rival. The Premier League are messed up. The Premier League clubs, they're messed up like that,
But you know what? Like all this, when you loan a player, they can't play against their parent club. Is nonsense, bro. They should be able to play regardless. Like you're loaning them out. You're saying they're not. You don't need them in your club. You want them to improve. So the fact that because that makes your opponents even like, let's say, I think Chelsea did it the most. Chelsea used to loan out players, yeah, and then when they play against their rivals, obviously them players will make an impact, but then they can't play against Chelsea. So then it weakens the other team because, for example, let's say Curtis Zuma was on loan at Everton, yeah, he couldn't play against Chelsea, which I think is wrong because he could play against Arsenal, he could play against Man U, he could play against Man City, he could play against anyone.
But I don't know if it's a club decision. I think it's a Premier League rule.
Yeah, but I think, but it's not like that in the Serie A, in La Liga.
That's what I'm saying. So it's the Premier League that have set that rule that if you loan a player to a club in the Premier League, they can't play against the parent club. That's
what I'm saying. That's dead, bro. That is dead. If you're listening to Premier League, that is dead, bro. Like, I'm sorry. Like, you know what I mean? Because that player might want to prove a point. Like when just Lingard went to West Ham, and when West Ham played Man U, he couldn't play Man U. But when he played against Arsenal, played against Chelsea, that he was causing problems. Like what? You know what I mean?
I don't know. Obviously, it's different in the Champions League, isn't it? Like UEFA competitions. Because I remember when Coutinho went to Bayern Munich on loan, and then they played Barca, and he played. And he scored.
No, but that's not a Premier League team. So let's say two Premier League teams played each other, and a player was on loan. Has that ever happened?
I don't think so.
Because it will be agreement between the team. It's got nothing to do with Champions League if they can play or not. I don't think. Yeah, I swear, I'm sure that's happened.
I'm sorry about that.
Nah, no worries, man. No worries.
Flipping these little ones, man, it's going crazy.
They heard Russia's name, so they started rushing forward, yeah?
It's almost a bedtime, so
but yeah, so we're talking about Donny van de Beek, innit? Like, obviously now, was it 2 managers now that are still not playing him? Is it the player? Is it the managers? Like, what's
I think personally, I think that they should just give him a chance. Play him in a couple games. None of this bit part stuff where he comes on for 20 minutes. I mean, like there's certain things I think where it's clear he's not getting a chance. He's a centre mid. Bringing a centre mid on 20 minutes left. What do you expect him to do? Because you're not looking for creation.
Yeah.
And most of the time when they're bringing him on, they're already dominating the match. So what do they want him to do?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I think he was a panic buy. Man United needed somebody to keep the player, the crowd all hyped. I think that is a wrong. If you're a player who is making your name, Man United is the wrong club you go to. You go to Man United when you've made your name, because now they're not bringing in any young. Greenwood, we can all see he's an exceptional talent, but even him, they've stemmed his growth by signing Sancho and Ronaldo.
Yeah,
that is 2 of his positions.
Yeah.
But when everyone's like, "Oh, Greenwood is not performing," well, last year he was playing week in, week out, so he could get some game time under his belt and be dangerous. Now he's just in and out, and every time that Man United is not performing first half, they take him off.
Yeah,
every time. He's like he's the easy scapegoat. So I think Donny Van de Beek needs to go. He needs to leave. Really, go to come to Arsenal, show them what obviously Man United fans were missing, and then
he signed a 6-year contract when he signed for Man United.
Don't worry about that.
I just think he needs to leave that club, man. If I'm being honest, I don't think any manager is looking to give him a chance unless United get someone new. I don't think they're looking to give him a chance. I think his time at United's. I think he needs to leave.
They're buying another player.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, they're getting that Boncourt, what's his name? Something Kamara from Marseille.
Oh, the was it the Ivory? Is it that one from Ivory Coast?
I don't know if it's Ivorian, but he plays in the he's not playing in the Cup of Nations, but yeah, they're getting him.
Yeah. I know. I think he's Ivorian.
Yeah, apparently he's cold. I don't know. He's young, but apparently he's good.
Well, if it's the person I think it is, then yeah, he is good. I think he's a centre mid, but he can play in like a lot of different positions.
Okay, so like even then, you know that Van den Beek ain't gonna get an opportunity. they're signing other midfielders ahead of you.
Yeah,
but there must be something that they're not seeing in training though, because like for obviously the Man United fan don't want Fred and McTominay to keep playing, but they keep starting games ahead of Van der Beek.
Yeah, but Van der Beek ain't a DM though.
Yeah, but and Van der Beek,
neither is Pogba, but Pogba still plays in that double pivot.
Nah, but look, okay, man, let me tell you the difference.
Pogba's too good to leave
Michael's never played football. This is how you know Michael's never played football. Pogba can still do a thing in the sense of he has the power and the tenacity and the ability to obviously, you know, be defensive. Van den Beek is more.
Yeah, he's too good to not play.
To me, Van den Beek is too much of a luxury player in the sense of if you play him in centre midfield, you need him to be free to be able to run and burst into the box. You know them late runs. When you have
McTominay doing that.
But McTominay again has the ability to. He has that grittiness in him. Like he's a DM who can go forward.
So basically, Van der Beek is lightweight.
A centre mid player. He's just a baller. Van der Beek. He's not somebody that is gonna scrap and do all the necessary things for you to win a game. At Ajax, he never played that position for Ajax. He was always the one bursting through to get the goal or, you know, to link up play and stuff. So
in what formation?
I think Ajax was playing 4-3-3. So he was part of the three, so on the left side.
Okay.
So he had that, you know, that freedom. You know, like what Lampard used to do for Chelsea.
Yeah.
He had that freedom, so he could do that.
So essentially, he's either going to take Fernandez's place or he's just going to continue to sit on the bench. If he was to ever play,
he's not going to play. If he was to ever play for United would have to change. This is going to sound mad, but I think that United would have to change the team for him. If that makes sense.
Build it around him.
Yeah, they would have to build it around him. Because the way the team is at the moment, that's what I was saying earlier about the balance, the cohesion.
Yeah.
If you want Van der Beek at his best, everything else kind of has to get tweaked. Because him at his best, who's he playing with in defense? I mean, in midfield.
But the thing is, Eddie, I hear what you're saying about obviously needing someone with legs and whatnot. But the guy hasn't even been given a chance. He's not even played like 90 minutes, like two games in a row. So how do we know we can even do the role?
All right, so put it this way. If you're playing in training against Fred and McTominay,
yeah, and
you can't even handle them, how would I put you in my team? Like,
yeah, but you don't know you can't handle them.
No, but obviously, we're saying obviously we don't know what's happening in training, but imagine that is what is happening in training.
Well, if that's what's happening in training, then I guess it is what it is.
There has to be a reason why he's not playing. It's like Arsenal. It's like Arsenal not playing, let me say Martinelli, but Martinelli's badding up all the defenders in training. You know, I don't think Man United, do they show clips of their, because Arsenal show clips of their training. I watch Arsenal clips and training clips all the time, so I know who is possibly going to break through and start. And before Martinelli started playing, he was badding up in training. Like, he was running past people, banging shots.
So let me ask you a quick question so we can move on to the next segment. Yeah. So for what you're saying, Eddie, would you want the manager to come out and say, unfortunately, this guy is not good enough to play for Man United because he's not doing well in training, he can't play.
As a manager, you can't say that. You can't say that.
Yeah, I was going to say that. You can't say that.
No,
but there's someone should just come out and just dead the conversation, man. Just say, yeah, you know, he's not doing what I need him to do.
No. As a manager, what I would do is just leave it as it is. If he have bare injuries, then I'll play him if I'm forced to. But I just know he's not in my plans. Because Van der Beek's not getting in a team, so he might as well just leave. You know what I mean? There's no need, like, unless, like, if I was the manager, unless I've got enough like injuries and I'm forced to play him, I'll just leave him on the bench. So I think he needs to leave. Because that's what every manager seems to be doing. They seem to he's like the emergency player. Or he's the player that when things are going really bad, he brings them. He will get brought on to please the crowd.
Yeah.
Because he's not getting a chance. Everybody feels like he needs to play. So managers have got a point of just saying, okay, fling him on for 20 minutes. If he does anything good, everyone's gonna love me. If he don't play well, I'll just say this is why I don't play him. You know what I mean? Like the manager's in a win-win.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
You know what I mean? That's why I feel sorry for him, because he's not playing on the regular. And when he was at Ajax, he was doing well.
Yeah. You're the main man.
Exactly. So, to go United and sit on the bench is just long. I'm sure he's getting paid. He's getting paid a nice wage, but.
And do you know what? There's so many clubs that he can go to where he'll be like a superstar or like the main guy.
Yeah.
Or at least play 90 minutes, 70% of the time.
Yeah, I don't even know how many minutes he's got for the season so far, but
it's not a lot.
Well, he's the forgotten man right now. He's almost stepping into that Phil Jones territory. Yeah. You know what I mean? Yeah. You know what I mean? Where you're just
come to Man United and they're shagging as well. So it's not just him. Other players that's come Man United and they're flopping as well. It's not just him. Like Sancho is another one.
I don't think. You know what it is? I don't even think that Van der Beek has been a flop. That's the mad thing. I just think he's not playing. You see Sancho, same thing. I don't think Sancho's been a flop, but the Sancho's had more chances than Van der Beek. And that's mad. Sancho's been there for less time.
I think he's been a flop.
Sancho.
Yeah.
He's had enough game time.
That's what I'm saying.
Not to have like solidified his spot in the team.
And
Van der Beek had the game time required to do.
And Sancho is not he's not an upcoming talent. Like he's been playing like games in Germany. Do you know what I mean? So we know what he's about. It's not as if he played like one game. Oh, sorry, not one game, like one season, and now he's coming to another club and he needs to like find his feet or whatever. He was playing like for 3 seasons, like the main man in one team. So he should have really hit the ground running by now.
I think that he needs to get up to speed. I don't think he's up to speed with the Premier.
Yeah.
Like, obviously, he might be from England and he might used to play football here, but I don't think he realizes just how fast-paced. He's not up to scratch with the Prem. You can see it when he plays.
Yeah.
And he's lacking confidence.
Personally, I think he moved too soon. I think he should have waited.
I think he went to the wrong club.
My view.
I think he went to the
It's a bit of a mad one because I don't know, man. Football, even in general, I would say the past couple of seasons, there's been a lot of transfers that didn't need to happen.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying.
I mean, like,
they're crowd-pleasing transfers. That's all it is.
Yeah, it wasn't for footballing reasons, man.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So one of the big news stories this week, Claudio Ranieri was sacked from the Watford job. Obviously, Watford have been in poor form ever since he joined the club. So as a Chelsea fan, we had Ranieri as manager for 4 years. In 2000, he did a good job. He was harshly sacked, but he did a fairly good job. But he's been managing for about 30 years. So how much credit in the bank does this guy have that he's getting so many jobs? Like a lot of jobs come his way. And he's not even someone that's like a serial winner, but obviously we know he's a nice guy, but he gets a lot of jobs. So I'm just thinking, like, what is it about Ranieri that people like about him?
I think most recently is because of that Leicester title win. I think more of recent times. I think that what he done at Leicester is going to give you credit for a long time. Just for the fact of where the team was, the players that he had.
Yeah.
Because remember, at the time, Leicester had good players, but nobody thought they were like players that needed to be in any of the top teams.
Yeah, it's true.
And I think what he achieved in Leicester gives mid-table teams and teams in the relegation battles hope that not they're going to win the league, but he can help us. He's won the league with less. You know what I mean? if he's won the league with less, why wouldn't he be able to do a half decent job? But
that's true.
That's not how football really is, man.
But don't forget as well, you say why they give opportunities. There's not that many managers who have managed in the top flight. So if you're Watford and you sack a manager, you have a list, right? It ain't like every Tom, Dick, and Harry's applying for the positions. There's only a specific few that can apply for a manager of Premier League. So I think he's probably the best out of the bunch, you know, and he has Premier League pedigree as well. So I understand why they appointed him, because I think Watford wanted more to go in a different direction and play like exciting football. So maybe he gassed them in the interview, but then you need.
Do you think Ranieri plays exciting football?
He does, in the sense of he's not very defense minded. He's not a defensive manager. Like he goes out to outscore his opponents. Like he sets up his team to outscore his opponents. So I believe when you do that, and in interviews, obviously it's easy to sell himself, because again, he's won with Leicester. He was at Chelsea, didn't do that bad. He went to Roma. You know, he's had a few jobs where he's done okay. He's not done the best, but I don't think anyone will put him as an elite manager. So yeah, he's bound to get them kind of positions.
But the thing is, right? I always think, and it's not even that I'm trying to discredit him or anything, but I just want to understand why it is that someone like him would get linked with jobs, and he just always seems to find the job, like a manager's job. But then someone like Frank Rijkaard, man's gone into managerial obscurity. He's not even mentioned, but yet he did bits with Barcelona. He won a league.
Is he still trying to manage?
I don't think he is now. But
okay.
I'm sure by the time when he left Barcelona, he probably was trying to manage, but he didn't even get enough opportunity after Barcelona. And it's not as if he even did a shit job.
You know how it goes with black managers, man. That's a whole nother story. You know what I mean? You can't start talking about black managers. That's a whole nother story. Even Vieira being manager of Palace in the Prem, that's an anomaly, bro.
That's true.
That's an anomaly. You've got people like Sol Campbell that's got his coaching badge for years, and he's begging for a job.
Yeah.
He's saying about how he's gone to so many interviews and he just hasn't got the job.
Let me tell you something. Jimmy Floyd Hasselbank. Man got burnt from League 2 to the Championship, right? And then he got a job at Blackburn, I believe it was. QPR. With minimal funds, and they were going through madness. He got sacked. He's not been given opportunity. Lampard got given opportunity ahead of Hasselbank. And Hasselbank has done his thing from Holland to the league. So
he's gone back to Burton Albion, isn't it?
Yeah, because he's had to. They showed him love there. Like it makes sense, you know. And this is the issue. Like obviously, Ranieri again has the pedigree and stuff like that. But then, like to me, Gerrard done a great job at Rangers, but he was only against one other team. Aston Villa right now, he's buying whoever he can get because he knows he needs players to help him sustain a level of his win percentage. Because if he had the same team that the previous manager had, he ain't gonna be doing what he wants to do. So he's buying players. Like man's trying to get Bentancur. You know, this is an international player for Uruguay who plays for Juventus. When has Aston Villa been able to buy a player of that stature? Do you know what I mean? So he's Coutinho.
Yeah.
So when people say, "Oh, Gerrard's doing a great job," no, he's getting great players to help him maintain doing a good job. If Gerrard went to Watford, he won't be doing what he did with Rangers. He needs the financial backing. I don't think Ranieri
he does, but you got to give it to him in terms of his player choice. You get what I mean? The way he's picking these players to help him. He knows that he knows the style of play that maybe he wants to play or that the team needs to play. You know what I mean? And he's identifying players and he's getting them.
I think he's just buying for the sake of buying because you've got Buendia, yeah. You've got who's the other winger that they bought from the Jamaican guy?
Leon Bailey.
Yeah, you got similar players to Coutinho. Why do you need Coutinho? Like to me,
Coutinho is better than all of them, though.
No. From what we've seen in the past, we don't know Coutinho now. Just like when James came to the Premier League.
You know what I based that on? I just based that on. There are some people that, like I said, you know how they say it, man. Form is temporary, class is permanent. I think he's one of them players. That's why I say he's better than them, because I think he's one of them players. I think that there's certain people, when you've got a certain level of technical ability, it doesn't matter where you are. It doesn't go. You might not be showing out all the time because you need other people around you more, but his ability on the ball is undeniable, bro. You know what I mean? He might not be as quick as he used to be, and he might not beat a couple man. He might not shift it to the right and bang a shot,
Yeah.
But his ability to pass and see a pass and pick a pass, bro, that ain't gone nowhere.
Let me tell you,
That's why I say that.
This is the same thing. You know, when Ronaldo was coming Man United, Tristan was my boy. Tristan, we all know Tristan. Yeah, Ronaldo, he's the best finisher in the world. Don't I said, bro, he was playing in a lesser league and he's old. I'm not saying Coutinho's old because Coutinho's 29. Yeah, fair. He's Brazilian, so that's debatable as well. If Coutinho was about a certain life, do you think top teams ain't gonna try and get him? Do you think?
Yeah, but the thing about Coutinho is he's been injured a lot.
Regardless, you don't think a team like Arsenal, a team like Tottenham will try and get Coutinho?
No, we can't say Arsenal.
So why don't you think they went for him? What? Because they think he'd finished.
I think Arsenal's a team that they don't look for.
No, but you know why? Because football is a young man's sport. So when you have young players who, don't get me wrong, Coutinho is technically a gifted player, but can he sustain that for 90 minutes in the Premier League? No.
That's what we're gonna find out.
Yeah, but he's on loan. He's on loan. So this is like his trial to show top teams that, you know what, I can still do it. Because you don't want to stay at Aston Villa.
Of course you don't.
But he wants to go and get game time.
So you think if he performs in that loan period, big clubs are going to come for him?
No, because there is no expectation of him. Like it's just like whenever I say if a player like someone like Calvin Lewin, right? He does amazing for Everton. There is no expectation for him to do great. It's when he moves to a bigger club, that's when the demands and the pressure piles on you. That's when you know whether he's a top player. Coutinho has done it at the top level for many years, but now he's on a decline. Same with James Rodriguez. He was on a decline. He came to Everton. He started off good in the first 7 or 8 games, and then what happened?
He fell off.
So we got
Rodriguez, but you see with Rodriguez, I think it's a bit different because it is different in terms of ability-wise. Rodriguez's level is not the same as Coutinho in terms of ability. He's a good player. He's a good player, James, but he's not on the same level as Coutinho in terms of ability.
And let me say one more thing. Coutinho only shuns when teams he plays for have most of the possession. Aston Villa is not going to have most of the possession in the. So what do you expect for Coutinho to do? To run around chasing like a headless guy, get the ball and then do something with the ball? It's very hard to do that. I think that
Coutinho will shine.
That's why they got Ollie Watkins, isn't it? You do all the
running. You see someone like Coutinho, you just, to be honest, at this current time, you have to build the team around him.
Yeah, it's not going to be there long, so you can't do that. You know,
you never know, but I think that's the only way they're going to see success. They need to build that team around him.
Yeah,
we'll see.
There's certain players. They need the system around them. Same with Pogba. Man United should have built that team around him.
Everyone knows that.
That's the team. Yeah, you know what I mean. Like, there's some people you just have to do it, man. It benefits the club.
Yeah, but see, I agree with you, Dazer, though, because I do think Coutinho will flourish, and I think simply because one, he's playing for Gerrard, who he knows, so he's got that motivation. Like, I'll come for you, I'll play for you.
Yeah.
Two, he ain't been playing in Barca, so like you said, Eddie, like obviously he's trying to showcase himself, so he's got that extra motivation. So that's why I think he'll do well.
Okay. I mean, okay. Let's put what is do well. What do you mean by he will do well?
Score.
When I say do well, I mean I mean having a substantial contribution to the team being in a position as best as they can.
Yeah. Okay, so in terms of the goals, how many goals do you think he will get this season for the rest of the season? 10?
I think he'll get about 5.
Yeah, about 5. I don't think 10. I think 10 would be a reach for him in that team.
Yeah. I don't even know if he's on set pieces. Is he on set pieces?
He will be. Once he's up and running. Bro,
well, they got Dino as well. He takes set pieces.
Bro.
Yeah, it's true.
What do you mean, what about Dino? Man United had Beckham and Giggs. Beckham is the
but obviously it depends, isn't it? I don't know what they were.
Yeah, it depends who you put in rank. Yeah, Dino's permanent. He's a permanent employee of Aston Villa. He's gonna be like, look, I'm here for the long haul, man.
The way you man are talking, Coutinho should be taking everything. Penalties, free kicks. goal kicks.
But he's gone to the club to get involved. He's that kind of player. Do you know what I mean? He's not like a McGinn, like sit back and just run around. He's that kind of player to want to get involved. Do you know what I mean?
Talking about McGinn, Man United are trying to buy McGinn, but that's another day.
I hope they don't get him.
I hope they get him.
No. I hope they don't get him. Man United are going to be better with him.
He's the kind of player they need.
Okay.
Yeah. Man United is going to be a better team with him in their team. I'm not on that.
You mean they're going to be a better pressing team and solid team, not a better team? Because don't forget, Man United's philosophy is not to contain a team. They are to literally destroy every team they play against.
But their team's going to be...
Again, it's like Aston Villa, where he's not... There's no expectation.
They need a player that's got a bit of heart, and McGinn's got heart.
Bro, Scott McTominay's got heart.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, they need more. They need more than players. They can't have just one.
So you need 3 Scott McTominays. Is that what you're saying?
Bro, that's what I'm saying.
That's what I'm saying. I think you need those McTominays, but also with the skill. I'm not saying McGinn's got the skill, but unfortunately, Man United got a lot of players that ain't got heart, but they've got talent.
Remember what Dazer said? The old Man United usually need 2 DMs.
Yeah.
Remember that?
Yeah.
So now you want to get another DM. For what reason? You have
they were playing 4-4-2 back in the day. Now it's different.
But you already have a DM who's younger, who's through the academy, who every Man United legend seems to like because he has the character and the determination to be great. That's all I'm saying. So you don't need a McGinn. Man United should be going to sign the best
Declan Rice.
Box to box Declan Rice. Again, West Ham, no expectation. No expectation at West Ham.
I don't want to say Declan Rice is dead, but I don't rate him like that. I think people talk about him too much. I'm not gonna lie.
No. Everyone talks to him like he's like
he's good though. He's good. He's not a 100 mil player, but I think he's the kind of player. He's the kind of player who, if he comes into the team, he'll make a difference.
Bro, let's stop this cap.
He's better than Partey. He's better than Xhaka.
He's not better than Partey.
No, I don't think he's better than Partey.
Partey's dead, man. I don't think he's my Ghanaian brother, but he's dead, man.
This is the thing about English supporters, right? Just because a player can run around, put himself about, and do basic passes, you say he's a good player. Bro,
mate, he carries the team.
Declan Rice, you put Declan Rice in a team that needs to play football. Manchester City, Atletico Madrid, Real Madrid, Barcelona. He won't be in a team because when you compare DMs like Busquets, like Senna, Kante, that man can ball as well as run around. They can carry a ball and do many things. Declan Rice is a great English player. Until he moves on to the next step, let him go Man City, and then we can compare him to Rodri.
Okay.
What Rodri does, he
Mm.
dictates the game. He's a mad baller and he's a DM.
All right, so
you know what? Rodri's an unsung hero still. I'm not gonna lie, he's a proper baller.
So these players that you're talking about, does Arsenal have someone of that kind of caliber?
What?
A DM that dictates and controls the game.
Well, Partey could dictate, but I think with Partey, he's come to the Premier League too late, and he's been rushed. He's not been, like Rodri when he came Premier League, he wasn't starting straight away. He had to learn. Get me? Yeah. He learned through Ronaldinho. He had game time here and there. Partey's come to the Premier League and boom, he's in the team. We want you to do what you did at Atletico. No, you can't do that. You have to build. And then at his age, you're going to pick up little injuries and stuff. Do you get what I mean? Yeah. So Declan Rice has been in the Premier League his whole life. Look, don't get me wrong. In any team he goes to, he'll make a difference in a sense of his determination and willingness to win. But when people talk about him, we need to slow down a bit because we're talking like he is Steven Gerrard when Gerrard was at Liverpool. He's not that. There's no pressure on Declan Rice. There's no pressure on West Ham to win the league. Gerrard, there was pressure on him to win the league with Liverpool. Champions League. So we need to because we need to tone it a little, down a little. That's what I'm saying. I'm not saying he's not a good player, but he's not what you think he is. That's me personally.
No, I feel you. I agree with you, man. He's not. I don't think he's not at that level that people want him to be. You know what I mean? But he's a good player nonetheless. Like I said, he's a good player nonetheless. He can play ball a bit as well. Don't get me wrong. He's got a little bit of tech, but he's not a technical player, if that makes sense.
Yeah,
he's got a bit of tech, but he's not a technical player. For Rice. But back to your question, Mike. I think Arsenal don't have a player of that caliber. You know what I mean? Like Rodri. Like, don't get me wrong. I think Partey is another one. He could be, but not right now with exactly the example on the facts that Ali just said. Like, he's been rushed straight into the team. You can't expect him to hit the ground running. Like, and the reason he's even in the team straight away is because we need him.
Yeah,
and that's a problem. You know what I mean? You can't expect him to prosper straight away because we need him that much that he has to go straight into the team.
So, I don't think it's not every team that could have a Rodri type defensive.
There is. If you go to Spain, even the lesser teams, they have a player, not Rodri's.
This is the Premier League edition, not La Liga edition, man. No, obviously, in La Liga, because we know that's a technical league. I'm talking about in the Prem.
Chelsea, you lot got Juninho.
Yeah.
Jorginho, sorry, not Juninho. Jorginho,
yeah.
Liverpool, well, they've got Thiago Alicante, but he's always injured, right? City's got Rodri. Man United's got Pogba, but they don't utilize Pogba like how they should, right?
But I don't think they play the way that would suit Pogba to be doing that.
I was just about to say that.
And that's why I think Declan Rice would be perfect for the way they play. Because imagine if you had Declan Rice and McTominay sitting. Like, it's just their character is Man United kind of character. Do you know what I mean? Like, they're not a ticky-tacky kind of team. Man United never been that kind of team.
There was when they had Scholes in that.
No, tiki-taka.
Not tiki-taka, but bro, they used to move the ball about, bro. When they had Scholes,
they were moving the ball.
But they moved it quick along the wings, getting it to Beckham and Giggs and Ronaldo and Rooney and crossing it in or passing it in and stuff. But they weren't like playing through the middle.
Bro, no, they were. You lot are forgetting about man like Fletcher and them, man. That was hitting the ball from deep. Carrick and them, man. You know what I mean? That were hitting the balls between the lines straight.
Trust me. Man United was doing a lot, and I hate Man United.
Exactly.
They were doing a lot. When they had Scholes, that's why they had to bring Scholes back to win the league again, isn't it? When he retired.
Yeah. He retired and they brought him back.
Had to.
All right. So obviously, you don't think Rice is not as cracked up to be, but let me ask you guys a question. Yeah. Cancelo versus Trent. Who is the better Premier League fullback?
Oh my days.
Who's the better? What do you mean by better though? What are you judging it by? Are you judging it by attacking, by defending?
Well, if you watch them, they both play like midfielders. So obviously on the formation, they're meant to be fullbacks, but they play as midfielders. Yeah. So just generally, if you had them in your team, like who would you want in your team basically?
I prefer Cancelo personally.
I want both of them because Cancelo can play on the left and Trent can play on the right.
That's why I said I prefer Cancelo.
That's not the question, though.
I think it's an easy answer. You would have Cancelo. Like, Trent is great at what he does for Liverpool, but he can't transfer that to the England team. And I think Liverpool play to his strengths. Cancelo will just shine in any team that he plays in. He just looks like a mad bowler who can play in any position you tell him to play in. Apart from, I think, striker. Apart from striker, he can play anywhere else.
Yeah. Okay.
So I'll have Cancelo. Well, who would you have, Mike?
I think I'd have Cancelo as well. Because I feel like Trent is a bit too limited. I feel like there's more to Cancelo. So even though Cancelo might not have the set plays, but I feel like he's more technical. Defending, he's probably better. And yeah.
And the thing is, we never see Trent actually take on a player. Have you?
Nah.
I've really seen him taking on a player. Have you seen him Dazer take on a player?
Nope.
He rarely does it. I've seen him a few times where you might, do a little fake shot to get around someone and then cross, but he doesn't do it often. He's you know what? Trent's very good at positioning himself so he doesn't have to get around someone.
Yeah.
You get what I mean? Like, he positions himself so well that when the ball comes to him, all he needs to do is kill it and then cross.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He rarely gets the ball where he's tight on someone or someone's tight on him.
But I think that's the Liverpool way of playing.
Yeah.
They isolate one side, so then you just do a quick switch, and then the other side. I remember when they play Arsenal all the time. For the life of me, I don't know why Trent and Salah's always got space on the right hand side, but it's the way they trick you into going to the left side, and then they'll switch. You know what I mean? Even Liverpool, even Chelsea does it as well. Well,
Eddie sussed them out.
Clearly, I haven't, because I'm not a manager. If I was a manager,
boy, but I'm sure these managers are probably thinking the same thing and still losing, bro.
I know. But you know, Eddie, what you were saying about Rashford, about how like he hasn't sort of like improved over the years. So you know, someone like Trent, you think you should start focusing on other areas where he's like lacking, which was the defensive side?
I don't think he can, and I don't think he cares about it, because his manager's not asking him to defend. I don't think Liverpool, the way Liverpool play, they don't require him to defend. It's only a few times he gets caught out in certain games. It's not all the time, you know, it's an issue for him, because every time going forward, because Liverpool have, again, majority of the ball, so he don't really have to defend sometimes. When it comes to the England aspect, that's where it's a bit tricky, because now they're saying, well, we know he can do good for going forward, but we need somebody that can do both. That's why Reece James or Kyle Walker always, I believe, ahead of him, because they can do both.
I think Kyle Walker's the truth, you know. I'm not even gonna lie. That's probably the unpopular opinion, but I think Kyle Walker's the truth, bro. Like, I think he just gets looked at as I don't know. I think he doesn't get a mention because he doesn't cross, if I'm being honest.
Yeah,
you know what?
But City don't play that kind of game.
Yeah.
But personally, I think he's better suited when he plays CB. Like, you know, when he plays for England, when he's in the back three. Yeah.
You reckon? I don't, you know.
Do you know what?
I don't, you know.
Because I feel like, because he's got the experience playing with City and the way they play, I feel like it makes him a much more better defender, because I don't think he plays attacking for City.
He does. What?
You know, he don't. Not as much as when he first came to the club. Recently, he hasn't really. He's been at the back.
No. When City play, they push their wing backs, their right backs and left backs forward. The only people that are in their half more time is the centre backs, and then Rodri, who comes and pick up the ball, or Bernardo Silva. Everyone else is in the opponent's half. That's how I think wants to play.
Well, even Kyle Walker, I haven't seen him in the. I haven't seen him in the opposition half.
But like I said, it's because he don't cross. Because he don't cross, it's easy to forget that he's a right back up in the opponent's half.
Yeah.
So
I'm gonna have to watch more City games then.
I prefer Walker as a right back. If I had a team, Walker would definitely be in my team.
Yeah. In the Premier League,
he's one of the few players that won't get beat for pace.
Yeah.
1-on-1, there's very few people that can beat that guy for pace and for strength. You won't get, even if you're quicker than him, you won't get pushed off the ball.
But one thing about him, he does concede a lot of penalties in big games, man. That's one thing I don't like about him. He's always got that.
True.
He's too, like, you know, he was the player that Joe Hart. They said Joe Hart was too angry before a game. So that
he was too hyped. Yeah. I know what you mean.
I think Kyle Walker's got that in him as well.
That's like Pickford as well. Pickford's too bubbly.
Yeah.
Pickford's too bubbly. He needs to calm down.
Yeah. All right. So, who do you guys think is the next big talent to become a Premier League superstar in a right back position?
The right back position.
Lamptey, Livramento, Tomiyasu, Dallo.
Nah, it's looking. Did you say Saka?
Wan-Bissaka.
Wan-Bissaka. I thought you said Saka.
Nah, his ship has sailed, man.
Nah, I think the next one's it's all pointing at James, man. It's looking like it's going to be Reece James, if I'm being honest.
Yeah,
it's looking like Reece James. If he maintains that form, or not even the form, if he just maintains the levels.
If Lamptey goes to Tottenham and he's got Conte, Lamptey will be a problem. Under Conte,
that guy's good, you know. Lamptey.
Yeah, Lamptey's good.
He's got certain attributes that it's unstoppable, but it needs coaching.
Yeah.
And I think, Conte will make him a mad right wing back.
Yeah, you do need the right coaches, man. You know what? Yeah, like sometimes I look at football and you see, especially when it comes to punditry, you know, there's some players that were so great and they speak on teams, and you think, why hasn't that person's old club brought this person in to coach that area of their team? Like you see someone like Keane, everyone moves like Roy Keane's this angry you or whatever. But he's exactly what United's midfield need in terms of coaching. If you're not going to buy the players that you need, at least have the person that's going to give the current crop the advice and the structure. Do you get what I mean? Like Fred and McTominay, okay, they're not the best. But with proper coaching, they would be very good.
Yeah. But
same with flipping Aubameyang and Lacazette. When them men are up top, don't get me wrong, I like Lacazette a lot. I think he's a serious finisher. But I think someone like Henry giving you certain information and, you know what I mean, having him as a real coach, as a strikers coach, makes a huge difference at these clubs.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Your old ex-players coaching certain areas, how can it not be anything good?
Yeah.
True.
But you know, maybe
even Ian Wright being a strikers coach.
But maybe the managers they don't want to feel undermined, innit? Bringing back a legend. Because obviously they're trying to put their own stamp on the club.
I don't think that's undermining you. I think it depends on your ego, probably.
But they can be overshadowed, innit?
No, but you can, Arsenal trading coaches. No, because like even like old goalkeepers, it's like Schmeichel being a goalkeeper's coach for United.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I think when you have certain especially when you need a specific area to be better, it doesn't even have to be long term, even for the season. Just bring my man in for the season. I think it makes a big difference, man. Or even,
it's a good point.
Or if or even the coach. If your manager or your coach is a good coach, I think Everton really hurt themselves losing Ancelotti. I think he had a good vision of where he wanted to take the team, and they were doing all right underneath him. Calvert-Lewin definitely got better underneath him. That was for sure.
He did, yeah.
You know?
But that wasn't even Everton's fault. There was nothing they could do, man.
Yeah, it's true. There's nothing they could do.
Small fish in a big pond.
Yeah, for real. It's true. It's true. There's nothing. But to be fair, I was just pissed he didn't come Arsenal.
But I think what they should have done, they should have tried to make the most of him while he was there. I don't think they did.
Yeah, I think they expected him to be there longer.
Yeah, well, that's their bad because he ain't gonna be there long.
Yeah, he's just like he's a serious coach. Come on, that guy is a proper coach. He has impacts when he goes places.
I was pissed when we sacked him. I was pissed. He was one of my favorite managers that we had.
Yeah,
because we were playing attacking football.
He won. What did he win? He won.
He did a double. He won the Premier League and FA Cup. And then the following season, we finished second to Man United. But because we finished second, they sacked him. Can you imagine? Obviously, we were more ruthless then, innit?
I think you're not ruthless now. I believe if you're not winning anything this year, Tuchel's gone.
You reckon?
Nah, man. I think sacking Tuchel now, like after this season and nothing's won, is a wild it's a wild decision. I don't think Abramovich moves like that. Yeah. That's a decision that doesn't make sense.
I think, for Abramovich to sack someone, usually it's like they either flop hard in Champions League or they look like they're not getting into Champions League. Those are his two criteria. I think that season when he sacked Ancelotti, I think we didn't do well in Champions League, and obviously we finished second as well. So it's like if you're not going to win the Prem as a consolation, then boy, you got to go with it.
Well, this way, you lot signed 100 million Lukaku to win the Premier League. Right now, it looks like you lot are going to finish third or fourth.
That depends on what. They don't want to build a team around Lukaku, bro.
Bring back Timo, man.
They're not
Timo.
They don't want to do that, bro.
Remember I said this, yeah? If he doesn't win nothing this season, nothing. You lot got Carling Cup. You lot might win the Carling Cup against Liverpool. If you don't win nothing this season or you get to the final of the Champions League, he's sacked.
I don't think so. I remember you said that, but I don't think that's going to happen.
Yeah, and plus, some of the players don't like him. They're showing a bit of...
Yeah. There's something going on in the dressing room. There's something not quite right.
So if he was to get sacked, who do you think would come in?
Ooh.
Or who would you want to come in?
Ooh. I don't know, I don't even know what managers are out there. That's decent.
That's why I say he wouldn't get sacked.
Yeah, because when we sacked Lampard, we were fortunate that Tuchel was available. Do you know what I mean?
He was available, mate. It was me was fortunate.
No, but as in, like, who were we going to bring in? Because I couldn't think of anyone at that time that could come in other than Tuchel.
I said Rijkaard, you know.
He was thinking about it. So
Listen, Rijkaard's my guy, man. I like that guy, man. I'm just pissed off that he didn't get more opportunities, but yeah, it's what it is. But yeah, guys, obviously we've come to the end of the show. Dazer, it's been a pleasure. It's been a pleasure having you on. Man. It's been a pleasure meeting your kids. But yeah,
we hope to doing this in a few years' time.
Yeah. You can show them this and say, look, this is what Daddy done. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
But yeah, now we hope to have you on again. Obviously, we're going to be doing this right up until the end of the season and possibly continue into the next season. So,
Yeah, I'm here whenever you need me, guys, man. I'm happy to jump on at any time. It's a good show. You guys are doing good things.
Oh, thank you.
So just keep it up, man.
Yes, mate.
Kind words.
Let's be on time next time, eh? All right, fella.
All right, until next time, man.
Until next time. All right, we'll see you on the
get a haircut next time.
No, be on time. Forget a haircut. Be on time, bro.
Bro. I definitely will. Take care, guys. Thanks for having me.
See you guys on the next episode.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Bye.